Hello there, everyone. It is I, Soul17 here, and let me post the usual, these pictures. I was stretching right there, so I apologize, but, I know these pictures, and this is an unpaid video, okay? Alright. So, it has been a while since I made this. I'm also going to be working on the conduit one, probably tonight, if I don't do some score tomorrow. I have to do some score for the next 2 days, so there'll be no what if. Well, there'll be no what if during the days, but during the nights I will make one. So I'll go back and make Naruto Sephiroth. I will be making the Naruto Ultimatrix. Don't worry. That's coming out too, but I just want to get this one out, then the Infamous, then the Sephiroth, then the Ultimatrix, and then we're going back to the Goro Naruto solo leveling system. Alright. Okay, let me just say this real quick. Someone told me about, how Alistair, some stuff about Alistair. Yes, I know that he can't like no one had no romantic interest in anyone. But here's the thing. This is why I said he is like Alistair, but he's not like Alistair. Like he is still himself, and but he has some Alistair's, traits. Here's the thing. That also means he also has his own emotions. He just won't be that very romantic or very, mushy-gushy, lovey-dovey and all that. He just won't be that way. He's not that type of person anymore. So basically, he's just gonna be, yes, he is gonna feel emotions, feelings for some people, but not by, not like to like a big amount. Basically, I mean, he's had to tell them about everything, that he isn't big on romance. So if he acts like he's, he doesn't love them, that's not like the thing. So, yeah, all right, okay. And there are some ideas that I have thought of that I had to make sure that were 100% would work. Even have to find a name of someone, because we're gonna have a certain demon come up to Earth that isn't Lucifer or Lilith. Also, my Alistair voice, I can't do everything right the first time. The second time around. I can't do it the second time around, so it may be a little bit different. I do apologize for that. It's just how I am. I can always do something right the first time, but the second time, I can't. So, if it isn't the way it sounded before, it's because I haven't used it in a while, and I just can't do it always the second time around. So, let us then see where this goes, and I hope you all enjoy this video. So, this is what if Deku became Alaster. Alaster. I don't know why I say it, but I think it's Alaster, yeah, it's definitely Alaster. Anyways, so, after we see Izuku gains a letter, he goes, wow, it's quite indeed a spectacle. I got into UA with the top score, even breaking the record. I wonder if my mother's will be alright with this. So, he goes out of his room, he goes, Mother, I got some news to tell you. And she does, she was in the kitchen, so she turns around the corner, and she goes, yes, Izuku? He was like, I made top score. I broke the previous record of UA. It's pretty impressive, don't you think? And she does not. She's cheering. She basically says, let's go out to eat and stuff. He goes like, not at all. Let's eat here. Basically, you have to do no work tonight. As he snaps his fingers, basically, his shadow, manipulation, he uses to make other, creatures, basically do the work for her. And she looks at Izuku and says thank you to him. He goes, it's quite a pleasure, Mom. It's quite a pleasure. And he's, turning his voice back to Izuku's. And they sit down, they're talking about how it is gonna be. And then he also goes, oh, yes, I forgot to mention, remember that person that... Wait, I never did tell you about Alistair's life, in hell, did I? She goes, well, and then she corrects him and goes like, wait, don't you mean yours? He was like, yeah, sometimes I forget about that. I'm him and I'm not him. Alright, So then he starts explaining who Vaggie is, Charlie, Angel, Husk, Nifty, and about the other demon lords plus Lucifer. She already knows and love. And then he goes, so here's the thing. Angel is here on Earth as a girl, and a girl with pink hair, horns, and pink skin. Don't know why. Okay, I know you. Okay, before anyone has a comment saying why Mina, why her, here's the thing. I mean, I don't know if spiders can do this, but they do have venom. You know, some spiders have venom, and I have like seen where for some reason, well, not on TV, like some comics or some TV shows that when someone or something has a big enough spider, they spew out like acid that melts some stuff. So that's why I made it, because I just thought, hey, okay, basically Mina has acid, Angel's a spider, so spider acid mixed together just goes. So I'm sorry to any of you who don't want that. Okay, all right, it's just I had to think of something here. Plus, I did say they were the same. You know, Angel was gonna be one of the classmates, and it was a girl. So, hey. Anyway, so he does say like, and for some reason, I mean, and then all of a sudden his phone goes off, and there's a text message from Angel. He was like, speak of the devil. Wait, I should say, speak of the spider. And she goes, Angel? Inko asks, and he goes like, So, he reads the text, and he says, Al, do you want to hang out at this coffee shop tomorrow? We don't have to go to UA until, till tomorrow. It is a Saturday after all, today. So, how about Al? And he just sighs and be like, fuck. He basically says, 1 moment, Mom. He goes, yeah, sure, we'll hang out. Just no funny business. Alright? And basically, Angel says, I would never do anything to you. Strawberry pimp. And he's like, and he's like, I'm not. I mean, he's saying that to himself, I'm not that. And basically, yes, I am going to be making Al and Angel kind of be exactly the same way as they were, like in the show. Angel does say this sometimes to Alaster just because it annoys him. He goes like, I am not that. And besides, I used to have green hair, so? And then Angel goes like, wait, broccoli? He goes like, yes, I did look like a broccoli. Angel just says ... Okay, bye. Which Alistair just be like, oh, that took... Well, Izuku just said, well, that took care of that. Jeez. So, after that, I mean, Inko does say, well, what was wrong? He was like, oh, Angel just being Angel. Annoying. And she goes, what did she say? She. I know it's confusing, but yeah. And she called me, well, one time when she first met me, or when she was still a he, Vaggie told him about me, and he said he just called me a strawberry, and then he just showed her, he didn't want to finish it. She kind of was like, well, and he was like, I know. Anyways, dinner should be ready about now. As when Inko looks back, she sees like this feast. Well, not really a big giant feast, just enough for 2 people. She goes, Izuku. He was like, I know, too much. She goes, no, it's perfect, but thank you. He's like, no problem. Anyways, thank you, fellows. And the shadows do, bow, and then he snaps his fingers so that they disappear. So yeah, anyways, so after everything happens, that night ends, Izuku gets ready for the hangout. He goes, Angel, where is this? Hell, where are we going? Basically, he asked because he didn't know how to ask, right? So his Angel just texts back saying, "Oh, at this coffee shop," and then basically the location is at this address, blah blah blah, and then Izuku just says, "Meet you there." And she goes, "Wait, you're not gonna ask for the?" He said, "I'll meet you there." And Izuku can't believe he's saying like this. I can't believe it. That's the coffee shop I go to. Don't tell me I've ever met him. Well, I mean her. This is gonna be so confusing in my brain. I met her when I was at that coffee shop. Because that'll be really, really awkward. So, Izuku goes out of his room with, just some regular clothing and no staff. Just basically. And he just says finally, I should really stop hiding my ears and my tail. I mean, it's pretty much better if I don't. So he kind of just makes his ears poof up, even though he still had the horns out, but his ears he just kept his ears down, and now they're up, and then basically he just kind of has his tail showing, which Inko's like, I forgot you had those. The tail not so much. He was like, yes, Mom, I know. Now, please don't touch my ears. And she goes, okay. And basically, while Zuko was walking, he remembered why he hides the tail. He was like, oh, wait. I shouldn't go by Bakugo's house. He'll try to put a bow on it. It's annoying. Then he kind of thinks about it. But, it hasn't done it in years. He probably forgot he even had it. Meanwhile, Bakugo's house, he was like, when is that nerd gonna show his tail around? I need to put a bow on it, for old time's sake. It was really funny. But then he remembers every time when Izuku chased him, he's like, yeah, it was always worth it. So, Izuku gets a really weird feeling that Bakugo's gonna do something stupid on the first day of school. But So, when Izuku basically goes to this coffee shop, it's just he's a usual customer. He started since the first day of middle school, and he's always came around the weekends on Sundays just to get a cup of tea, basically. But he always gets coffee once in a while. As they used to say, Izuku! He goes, hello there, everyone! I have returned! I'm sorry about the voice, I may have done in the beginning right, but now I kind of messed up, but anyways. He goes back into his normal voice. He was like, well, anyways, can I please have the usual? He's saying, alright, if you guys are wondering, Izuku takes just a rare cup of coffee with sugar, and basically that's it. He doesn't have anything else with it, but sometimes he does get a espresso sometimes when he's in the mood. But then that's when he's really tired after doing a whole night of streaming. So yeah. Anyways, so Izuku goes to his table, and then he sees the pink-haired, yellow-eyed, pink-skinned girl walking in very normal clothing, which he's like, no, that can't be her. Or should I say, him? It can't be Angel. Angel wouldn't. No. And basically, when Angel sees Izuku, she goes, ow! She runs over, sits down, and she goes basically without asking. And he's like, Angel, please, we're in public. I was like, no, I don't care. I haven't seen you in forever. Come on, man. At least be a little bit excited to see me. I mean, I came to hell just to, be your friend still in here. On Earth. Boring. No fun. And then he goes back to the radio demon voice. So I was like, oh, Angel. Basically he was like, hold on. Alright, sorry, I just had to make sure I was doing something right. He was like, well, Angel, it does not bother me if you're here or not. You're just an annoyance to me. And Angel's like, Ouch, but fair. But anyways, how have you been? And since you're doing your radio voice, are you trying to be intimidating or just want to just make this because I'm used to it? You can be yourself. Izuku, Alaster, doesn't matter to me. You're still the same old, just with a new look and, style. Doesn't mean you're not the same Al. Just be yourself. Be comfortable. I mean, I haven't came here to cause no troubles for you anyways. Yet. And Izuku basically goes back to his normal voice. He was like, you really are going to be a problem with me. And please don't make no plus 18 jokes. When we're in school, it's going to be so annoying. Basically, she goes, Angel goes, I behaved a lot. I mean, I had to start over my life and get used to it, and I haven't done anything for a while. The only time I ever made a joke like I used to was when I called you the strawberry, And he's like, really? Hold on. Alright, so basically he goes, shake on it. He goes, huh? Shake my hand. A deal. You show me your memories, and in exchange, I will give you anything, well, not what you so desire, anything that is unreasonable, that is not anything you would want in the past, but in your new life that you will want. Deal? And Angel just says, deal. So they shake hands, the golden, energy was around it, they shake, and, well, he goes, well, take a look at my memories, Al. And so Izuku does, and yes, she was telling the truth. And he's like, I thought I was gonna win that deal. And she's laughing, and then he says, well, Mina, wait, should I call you Ashido or Mina? Angel just says, it doesn't matter, call me whatever. I mean, we're friends, doesn't matter which life you live, alright? He's like, true. So, what will you want? The latest magazine? I don't know, fashion or something? She goes, how about a promise? He goes, huh? What do you mean? A promise to get rid of someone if he comes back for me. And his eyes, then he all of a sudden gets serious in the radio voice. He was like, oh, don't you... Wait, hold on. He goes, and then basically he's like this. Well, now, tell me, basically. It's like kind of like he's starting to go into it. I'm trying to make it like... So she goes, I'm talking about, Al. He was like... Oh, my parents are home. Hold on. Alright, so here's the thing. I'm back in my room, and I cannot say his name right, so my voice will not be and trying to do the Alistair impression. So he just says, wow, are you talking about Valentino? Well then, we'll just have to get rid of him, don't you think? As all of a sudden his voice cracked. Like, not the static crack, just like puberty cracked. And Mina, aka Angel, started to snicker, and he faces, but he was like, it's not that funny. It's not funny at all. I'm still growing. Still in 14. Basically, he's looking away. Yes, he is embarrassed, so he is gonna blush. Not because he likes her or anything, because it's just embarrassing that his voice cracked. And so, meanwhile, though, with All Might, he went over and visit his niece. His niece, basically. He has not seen her in a very long time. He hasn't seen her since she was 4 before the court daughter because of hero work down the way. I mean, they did stay in touch, but all he knows is Melissa was very upset, along with David, so he finds out Melissa was quirkless, and even though he doesn't need to, give the quirk away to anyone, he still would like to have her have it. So he basically told her UA entrance exams already happened, but if I train you, as quickly as I possibly can, along, helping out with, your father, basically equipment here, we can get you into UA, and maybe even one of the strongest kids there. Besides somebody else that I know. Yeah, I did watch my video, and I did hear someone. He said he did fix the problem. So, yeah, I mean, I had Izuku fix the problem with the quirk. But anyway, so he decided to give it to Melissa. And Melissa trained really crazy. But anyways, back to it. Well, I meant to say Melissa will train really crazy because she wants to get in UA really bad. But she wants to do hero and support, so... Yeah, but anyways. So back to the calf scene. So, like, Angel, like Mina, is looking at him like he's crazy. She was like, "What the?" As she's about to finish that sentence, he was like, no cursing. She goes, "Fine, what the freak?" He goes, "Better." And so his, coffee came over. He says thank you to the, person who gave it to him. And Angel says, "You're usual here?" And he nods, in which she doesn't realize his ears are out. And then basically Angel asks, "Wait, if your ears are out, does that mean?" He goes, Yes, my tail was out. Do not worry. And no, you cannot fluff it or even touch it, not along my ears. Remember that scene with Charlie." And so, Angel kind of snickered at that because it was funny to him, or should I say her now? Anyways. So while they're talking, they actually are laughing and enjoying their time together, which has never happened for Angel. I mean, with Angel and Alaster. With this Angel, Mino, and Izuku, it's happening. He does say, "Ever since I came to Earth and became human again, or at least partial human, I've been feeling my, emotions along different ones I have never felt before. And I must say, Angel, it is very, how can I say, fun to hang out with you. Like that time when you ended up drinking all together." And Angel nods. So basically, after that little exchange of compliment, basically, all of a sudden he feels like something's happening somewhere. And all of a sudden, emergency call happens. He knows the sound of the ringtone for emergency calls. He picks it up right away and he goes, "Hello?" He goes, "Angel." Not Angel, I mean, Alaster. He's like, Lucifer, how are you, my king?" He goes "Valentino is getting out of hell. He's trying to find Angel. He's been waiting for so long for Angel just to come back, but he hasn't, so he's looking for him on Earth. Well, at least trying to. You have, basically, you have to get back to your house or find Angel, whoever body can have it and protect him. Or should I say her? And basically, Alistair just says, "Where is his location, my king?" And he just says, "It could be anywhere, just he'll have his, demonic energy out," so he goes, "Alright, I got it. Goodbye, my king." He basically, hangs up the phone. And Angel's like, "Are we..." So, before anything happens, he basically just grabs his coffee, just drinks the whole entire thing real quick. And then he basically goes over and pays for, it. I mean, he already paid for it, but he gives a tip, like he always does. He basically says, "Thank you for the coffee. It's good like always. I return next, week, basically, next Sunday." As I say, "Well, bye, Zuko." And so, what happens is, Angel starts following him. He's like, "Hey, what's up? Is something wrong?" And he was like, "Well, it seems Valentino has come to Earth, or at least trying to find you, Angel. And, well, I always keep my word, don't I?" Basically, he tried to do a little bit. I think I tried to do a little bit of an accent there, but I don't know why. It's just I tried to make it sound different. I'm sorry, but anyways. So Angel's like, remembers the word, says, Angel, I will protect you for exchange of some things from you. It was like, what is it, Al? Well, one thing for all, you leave me alone in any shape or form. Second, if I so desire, you will help me out in anything. And thirdly, you will protect this hotel and the people in it. That includes me, if necessary. Understand, basically? And Angel says, yeah. So what's this for? Goes, well, it is protection from Valentino himself. I know what he's done, and I want to correct his actions. So, as basically he has the contract in hand, he goes like, do we have a deal? As, Angel does sign the contract. And then Angel does start crying a little, saying, I always keep my word, Angel. Always. And then she goes, well, Angel's like, okay, you gotta stop trying to go back into the radio demon voice and keeping your normal voice. It is gonna be kind of hard to understand you. He goes, yeah, sorry, it's just my rage is boiling over, so it's happening. Sorry. Hold on. There I'm back. So, Angel basically just asks, so, how are we gonna find Valentino? And he just says, well, the only way I can think of finding that bug of a pest is by scanning for his demonic energy. How else? As basically just teleports both him and Angel up to a building that's very high, and, well, the sky goes dark, and the clouds are red. Nobody knows why, as even the angels kind of shocked that the guy in front of him can do has this much power. And so basically there's a bright glow coming from an alleyway that's only 3 blocks away from them. And then the sky goes back to normal, the clouds go back to being white, and then he goes, there he is. It looks like I found him. Let's go visit the, Demon Lord. Overlord, whatever you want to call him. He's nothing more than an insect to me. And so, when they arrive, Valentino just came out. He was like, it's Earth. Now I'll just have to find... two humans. One who... Wait. You look like someone I know, and you... He basically looks at Angel, who's Mina, and he says... Basically has a grin, and he goes like, well... You don't look half bad, kid. If you're a little bit older, I would have... asked you to come back to hell with me, have some fun. And Angel's like, ugh, he's a freaking perv. I forgot about that all these years. Wait, I'm a perv. Well, I mean, I keep it. In check now, but still. As in, he was like, basically, as Zuko walking up, he goes like, he's speaking in his normal voice. He goes like, who are you, sir? And why did you come out of a portal? Is that your quirk? He goes, no, kid. That's not my quirk. That was someone else's. And I just, come here to look for someone. He's very close to me. He's one of my employees, my precious star employee. And I'm like, interesting. What is his name? My ad? He was Angel Dust. And, well, he's been gone for many years now, and I'm desperately looking for him. So, do you mind not wasting my time anymore, kid? And then he basically, Zuko looks up and down, and then all of a sudden, he's starting to, get a little bit angry. He goes like, for what reason is your business, sir, with him, besides finding him? To bring him back to work. He was like, what do you mean? He was like, oh, your outfit, it doesn't say that you're, business is a safe one, is it? Like, kid, if you look into any more of this, you're gonna end up in an unfortunate, and all of a sudden it says accident. Yeah. No. And then he goes like, yeah. He goes, well, besides, I know I'm not, but what about you? And then all of a sudden he's like, wait, a spikes come out of nowhere, hitting Valentino in the back. You know, and he's like, Gah! What the? Oh, I was like, oh, Valentino, you know you should never, ever let your guard down when it comes to me. I'm the one and only radio demon, after all. And besides, you know my contract with Angel. He says, basically going out of the radio demon's voice, basically. He's like, what the? How did you? I was like, oh, you haven't heard? I merged my soul with a human. Basically, when he was dying, and well, I'm him and me at once, or should I say, I'm him and I'm not him. Anyways, I think it's time for you to get some payback. Angel? As Angel's walking forward, and all of a sudden, like, spider threads come out of his, hands. Basically, like Spider-Man way. Basically, it's coming out of his hands like that, and, it's just like, but it's like, he basically has it encoded into acid, into the thread, so basically it hits a wall, it kind of, like, it can bounce off, and, like, it's doing that, like, basically ends, like, time it up. It's like, what the? That ain't Angel. Angel's a boy. And he goes like, well, to tell you the truth, Valentino, Lucifer turned me into a chick, and it has its perks, but it sucks being a girl sometimes. And besides, as when he spits on Valentino's face, or should I say, she does, it burns him a little. It was like, and he screams. He goes like, payback's a real dick. And like, he's like, payback is a real jerk. See, remember what Al said, so, And with that, Izuku kind of makes a field around them to be soundproof and no one can hear, Valentino screaming or see what they're doing. And while a whole bunch of tool superiors, around them, he was like, now then, let us enjoy our time together, Valentino. After all, we have all the time in the world, don't we? In which Valentino, for the very first time, feels fear. So, what happens is, hours pass. Valentino was basically brutally and utterly just tortured, basically, by Angel. And, basically Izuku. And the, blood is on them as he goes, well, they are quite dirty. This will work. As all of a sudden, he snaps his fingers again, and the blood comes off of them. Valentino is just like, me, please. He's like, no. You deserve to suffer for what you've done. So, I think of the perfect punishment for you. Where have I heard that before? It's punishing time? I have no clue. Anyways, so he was like, wait, what? I was like, yes, indeedy. I know what to do with you. And so, he basically just, all of a sudden, like a ring of, well, not fire comes around, but a glowing ring comes around Valentino. He was like, what the? He's like, I'm gonna turn you into something that you are so utterly deserved. And so he's like, what? And basically Valentino was like questioning what could it be, and well, alaster / Izuku turned him into a toy for a dog. You guys thought I meant something else. You guys basically he turned him into a chew toy for a dog. And well, so that happened. Basically, he can't scream in pain or nothing. He can't do anything of the sort. He can't talk. And Angel just go like, "Wow, that easy?" He's like, "Well, we are limited on Earth. That's why we have to have human hosts, or vessels for that matter, to keep our power in check, because we get weakened over time. And besides, he was technically strong in hell, but not strong on Earth. Anyways, as basically he gets rained that field he made that was soundproof, no one can see through it. He sees a stray dog. He goes, dog, wait, chew toy. As basically he grabs the chew toy and he goes like, here you go, you doggy. And he just throws it over as the dog sniffs it, bites it, but like sniffs it, then like grabs it and runs away with it. And well, no one knows what happened to Valentino that day. So Izuku calls up Lucifer, telling him what he did, and basically Lucifer laughed at it, and then he basically hangs up, and well, he goes, "Now since we got that out of the way, should we get going?" Which, Mina, aka, Angel nods, and they leave. So after that, that's the next day at school. And everyone sees Izuku. Everyone does not understand why, but some of them are afraid of him. Other people don't know why he's, looking like the way he is. Some people think it's kind of cool, others don't. And well, when he arrives, he sees Bakugo, talking to Ida the same way, like in canon, and he goes, Bakugo Katsuki, can you please stop being rude and get your feet off the table? And then he was like, hey, who are you? Deku. He was like, Izuku, Alaster, Midoriya to you. Call me Alaster, or Midoriya. It's either one of those names, not Deku. He's like, yeah, nerd. Then he knows the ears and he goes like, oh. So he's basically thinking about, he basically said, it's a good thing I always bring the bow with me. To himself. And it's basically as Ida sees him, the same thing happens somewhere in canon. Jiro arrives late. Amina sees him talking to Jiro, and aka Angel saw him, and he was like, "Hey, Al, who is she?" Basically like that. It's still like he still acts like his old self, but since he's a girl, yeah, I'm gonna be very, very brain getting confused. So I always think Angel's as himself in canon. So I'm sorry if I keep on fixing myself. But anyways, Izuku just has, this is Kyoko Jiro. It's, someone I made a contract with, a protection. It was like, Angels was like, they literally like, wow, never thought the day would come where you would protect somebody. And, well, Izuku looks at Angel, he was like, okay, fair point. Yeah, anyways. Name's Mina Ashido. Nickname Angel Dust. It's nice to meet ya. And Jiro says, it's nice to meet you too, Mina. I mean, she basically, she stops her and says, Mina or Angel. Those names you can call me. We're friends. Any friend of Al is a friend of mine. And he just says, I said I protect her. I never said we were friends. Why not? I don't really have that many friends. And then all of a sudden he feels something around his tail. And he's like, no. He looks back. Like basically he turned his head like just like 300 like basically everyone sees his head spin and then he looks down and he goes like, Bakugo Katsuki, stop putting on bull on my tail. He's like, no. It's funny. Which Angel just starts laughing, and basically she goes up to him. He was like, "Well, At least I ain't the only one who ever put a bow on your tail. In which Bakugo's like, how you know this nerd? I mean, I never met you before. Name Bakugo Katsuki. Name? Yours, I mean, Mina Ashido, or Angel Dust. It doesn't really matter to me. It's like, alright, I'm gonna call you Raccoon Face. Raccoon Eyes. He's like, I said, it's better than whatever I've been called. Thanks for the nickname. He's like, no problem. So, back to basically, everyone seeing Izuku's neck, which Bakugo ain't really scared because he knows Izuku could do this. Jiro's like, Izuku, yo. As I say, like, he makes it go back to normal. He's like, yes. They're like, how? And he was like, oh, that's nothing to me. I mean, I could turn that far behind, that far. It doesn't mean I'm not dead. I can't just go all the way around. She was like, oh, yes, it does hurt a little bit, though, at times. Like, that one was a real quick one. So, I know he's gonna be sore for a week. And then he does ask, can you get the bow off my tail, please? As he does turn around and she does take it off, get the bow off, but his face was kind of embarrassment. Everyone kind of laughed. Even seeing the ears, they kind of tease about. Oh, they don't tease yet, but they see the ears. And basically, let's just say, Denki asked, he was like, whoa, man, are those real? He was like, yes. As they move, he was like, huh, are they your hair or just ears? He was like, ears. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go find a seat and, well, wall myself in my misery. As he does find a seat, which Mina and Jiro take seats right. One was right behind him, the other one was right in front of him. And he's like, this is gonna be, the next 4 years of my life are gonna be torture. You see, Bakugo looks at Izuku. He does want to surpass him. Wants to get stronger. But at the same time, he needs to find out how strong he, himself is. So, that's why he doesn't say he's better than Izuku. Because he knows that Izuku is stronger than him. No matter what he does, it will always be stronger. And it just annoys him, but he's always impressed. So anyways, the whole entire thing, waiting for Aizawa happens, Aizawa does get in, everyone talks, basically, for the longest time, and then, well, the ball throw will happen. Well, the events of the ball throw, like, I'm not changing the whole entire thing, it's just, like, how can I say this? It's just this happened. This scene with Mineta. Mineta, finds the, hole that was in the wall. He was like, "Thank God, the previous school, the previous kids, bless me." As basically, then he was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "There's a hole here behind this." Well, basically, this poster. I don't know how, but they were able to get all the way to the other side. Basically, then he's like, wait, that's the girl's side. He's like, uh-huh. So, do you think, as in all of a sudden, there's a staff right and, basically Mineta's neck? He was like, if you finish that sentence, I'll have no choice but to put you through the most worst possible hell of your life. Understand me, grape? As he goes, the whole time, he did turn his head to the side when he was saying that. And, basically the whole entire stack thing was happening. Which Mineta nods his head, understanding. It's like, good, now then. As shadows come out of nowhere and are patching up this hole on the other side. He was like, now we can't have no spiders coming through there. As Jiro, her, and that, and basically Mina's, what should I say, Angel's right next to her, goes like, so, what's the scoop? And basically, she just said, well, that pervert grape was about to, peak. Every other girl was covered, basically. And basically, Mina was like, aka Angel was already in her, the uniform. So she was like, and Angel, Izuku did something? She nods and goes like, figure as much. He always hates perverts. Kinda. He can stand them. It's just that when they're to him, it's nah. Which Jiro goes, what do you mean? He's like, nothing. Anyways, come on, let's go. So, basically, Jiro says, I'm not ready yet. And he goes, fine, I'll wait. So, after basically everyone gets ready, they leave. Izuku is already outside, just like when they see him, he basically has a table with tea, and Nosawa has coffee, and like there's like pastries there. And he goes, well, you took your sweet time, everyone. Me and Zao were just talking about everything. Everyone's in shock. Bakugo just says, oi, when are you gonna stop doing that? He goes, what do you mean? Are you ever going to stop just casually doing stuff like this is nothing? Like, maybe. I don't know. Bakugo just says and just like, whatever. So the whole entire thing with the ball throw goes in canon. I mean, as I did ask, was about to like have him go first, but since they talked, it's basically Bakugo goes first and Izuku's gonna be last. He did threaten to expel the anyone that to expel anyone that is last place. In which, when Izuku basically goes last, he says, "All right, use your full strength, or as much as you want." He was like, "Oh, thank you, sir. I will." As he just basically gets ready, and then gets in a thrown position, which is like a baseball throw. I'm saying like, he and not not Angels. I mean Alistair's memories of like baseball games. So he basically just throws the ball like a baseball, not like a baseball, but he just throws it as hard as he could. And let's just say, since he's a demon, he gets near almost affinity, just not quite. He said, "Huh? As always, just says some. You almost got infinity. Nice." He goes, "So close. I should have put a little bit more force behind it." He says. But everyone's in shock. Bakugo's like, "Jeez, did you get stronger or something?" Which everyone's like, "Huh?" It's like, basically, you only go like up to like 1,000 meters. I was like, "Oh yes. For the last 10 months, I worked on my strength, my physical body. So I'm pretty strong now than I once was. Basically." That's why I was like thinking to myself, darn it. So everything goes to canon, kind of, with basically Zuko just kind of one-shotting everyone and everything. And the last place was Mineta, and he goes like, "All right, Minoru, you're out." He's like, but you can't. He goes like, "I can do anything I want. If you want to still become be in UA, you can apply to one of the other classes. Probably the general studies will be better for you since you're way more intelligent than being good at a hero," which Aizawa says. And he's like, "Alright." And so, everyone thought he was just lying, but he says, "No, I don't lie. I meant what I said." But anyways, we're gonna have a new student anyways. She'll be coming in before, like in 2 days' time. So, everyone be ready. And then he just leaves. And and then he goes, before he leaves, he was like, "Oh yeah, end of the class. You guys can go home. I'm gonna go to sleep." So, yep. Anyways, after everyone, gets dressed, Izuku's just leaving school. He's thinking about going by the bookstore to grab a book. And then he meets Jiro. And, Mina following her. Basically. Jiro just says, "So, Izuku? Is it alright if I say that?" He was like, "Ah, yes. What is it, Jiro?" He was like, "Where are you going?" He was like, "To a bookstore to buy a book that, that came out today." Which Angel, Angel or Mina, whatever you want to say, just says like, "Huh, I forget sometimes you read books." It's like, "Unlike you." Like, well, I'm more into gossip and, what's the latest things. It's like, yes. Anyways. So, where are you going, Jiro? And she says Kyoko. He was like, huh? You can call me Kyoko. He's like, he just shrugs me like, alright, Kyoko, where are you going? He's like, to the music store to see if they got any new CDs. And then, well, Mizuku just says, well, mind if I join? I can use some new music. But she says, no, not at all. And, well, since Angel's there, okay, Mina just Jiro asked if she wanted to come, and she says, yeah, sure, why not? So they spent some time together. They became, well, she learns a thing or two about, Suku and Angel explained about her quirk more, basically, and she's pretty impressed with it. Angel even is, not Angel, I mean, Alaster is even impressed too. So, I do want to do something this part, but I do have to get going to work soon. So, I'll just say this. I'll just introduce this part, and then I have to go, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but anyways. So, okay. Yeah, I'll just do that. So basically, 2 days pass. They meet the new student. It's Melissa Shield. She introduced herself at. Everyone's pretty surprised that she's here. And Izuku can sense the power that, that was in all, part of All Might in her. Basically, he's going like, So, he basically could, he basically passed it on. Alright. That's pretty interesting indeed, All Might. Very interesting. And so, after everyone introduced and explained who they, how they are, well, not who they are, how their quirks work to her, she came up to Zuku, and she was just shocked. He was like, hello there, my name is Zuku Alistair Midoriya. It is a pleasure to meet you, quite a pleasure. She was like, yeah. What's your, he goes, how can I say this? That's a lot of things, but the quirk author said it's a demon quirk, radio demon quirk. Well, that's the nickname I give it, because because my voice can go into like a radio, and plus, well, it just suits me very well. And basically, she goes like, are you tired? He goes like, oh, yes, I was up all night streaming, basically, on the gameplay. And I am quite tired, but I'm not that tired enough not to be awake. And she goes, oh, well, that's, pretty shocking. It's like, I did grab a cup of, espresso on the way here, so I should be good for a couple hours before I have to sleep. Which she is shocked in, so everyone's, basically talking, and then as Awa comes in, he was like, alright, problem children, here's the thing. You're gonna have combat training today, but I ain't gonna be your combat teacher. He'll be here shortly. So, he goes into cowpell mode. And after everyone discussing who could it be, they hear that, Zuko hears the sound of footsteps, and he also hears, people, kind of wondering about his ears. He's like, this is why I hide them. Before he can think of anything else, my peer goes, I am here, walking in like a hero. And, everyone's cheering for him. And Izuku just thinks, that's kind of cringe. That's very cringy, not gonna lie. But whatever, he does him. But anyways, he was like, he goes like, oh, there, All Might. I didn't know heroes burst for the door like a hero. Like that? I mean, it looks like you're about to fall. As All Might just says, I mean, I was about to trip, but I used the door to keep myself in place. He's like, really? And basically, everyone's like, huh? Some people are kind of laughing at it because it just seems like they're just a comedic, they're doing comedy right now, or at least a little bit of it. I mean, he was like, so how's the weather up there? He was like, huh? I mean, yeah, he can change his height, but I'm giving Izuku somewhat image his I mean, basically he's like on my chin level, so it's like, hey, he has to look up at All Might, and All Might's like, I don't know, how's the weather down there? As he's like, oh, low below, All Might, but not as low as her ego. As basically, All Might just looks at him for a few minutes, then, Izuku looks at, basically All Might for a few minutes, and then just laugh at it. So Melissa's like, huh? He's like, so, how's the, working for you? It's like, very well. I mean, thanks to you, I was able to do what I basically can still do. Thank you. It's like, no problem. It's all well done that I fixed it for you. So, you're a combat teacher. Are you sure you're good? Are you sure about this, All Might? We are teenagers after all. We are very, problematic. I don't know why, I just can see him saying this. I'm sorry if you guys don't like this part, but it's just, I am trying to rush now with this last bit. So sorry. Anyways, so, All Might just says, I can. But anyways, young man, go get your hero costume, basically. Everyone was like, huh? Hero costume? As he pressed the buttons, the whole entire safe comes in, and then, well, this basically he says, now then, meet me at this part of this, fake city. Yeah, he says, meet me at the fake city, basically, in this area, and then put your hero costume on. See you then. As basically everyone leaves. So, what happens is, everyone has their own hero costume. Melissa has hers. Basically, she's using the support, and, like she said, she has some support items on her, along with, some, like, how can I say this? Some basically restraints to minimize damage to her arms. She already learned like how to use her feet, so even her feet has this somewhat like not bandages, but yeah, bandages around her arms, so that way it helps. Which All Might compliments them on their look. But then everyone, he asks, where's young Midoriya? And which Bob says, probably still changing. And I was like, oh, I'm here, do not worry. Basically says, I don't want to see him, he looks like exactly like Alaster, in the costume. Which Angel was just like, still look the same. But Drew was like, huh? What? That's Suzuku? Like her face is lush and well, Izuku notices, and for some real reason, he can just see it, and he smiles, which the part of that's Alistair says, thinking to himself, actually, like, wait, I can't love no one, I have no attraction. Oh yeah, must be Izuku's side. Yep. Probably lessened than what it, could be, since he is a demon, so. Well, I mean, he's me. So, let's see what this goes. And, well, they were, given the teams like in canon. It's Kyoko Jiro versus Bakugo and Mina Ashido. Which Mina is like, oh no. Izuku just looks at her and be like, payback for everything you've done to me, or said to me. Which she's like, I figured this was going to happen to me someday, but just not today. But anyways, I do have to get going to work, so I have to go, everyone. I do apologize. I'll be uploading this right now when I'm leaving. So yeah. So bye, everyone. Have a nice day, night, wherever you are. Just all stay safe out there. Bye.